welcome to everybody to the very first speed mentoring by MentorUs. I think this actually deserves a round of applause. This is the first kind of event of its kind. Some kind of enthusiasm, like you mean it. Come on now. Okay, all right. Once again, my name is Aura. My name is Aura Nicole, and I'm going to be your hostess for today. I happen to be the youngest female channel director in Africa. I also happen to be one of the youngest female executives for one of the biggest groups in Africa. And I'm also a super mom, which I think is the most important thing ever. And I'm really glad to be here, but I'm extremely honored to be standing next to the founder of MentorUs. His name is Pedzi. So please help me welcome Pedzi, and he's going to run you through the event.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. I think now we are set and excited. To all our mentors, once again, thank you for being here. We are very, very humbled. Sparing your time, you guys could have been doing a lot more, but not speed mentoring. So on that note, we are excited that you're here. We are going to go straight into it. Our guest of honor today, who is a man who has spoken into my life for a very long time, directly and indirectly. He has been such an influence to me, as well as a very good customer. When the vision of MentorUs first came into my mind, he's the very unfortunate person who was bombarded with questions every single time I saw him. My one question was this. He would come in to our shop. As soon as I saw him, I would say this: what's the wisdom for the day? And he would say something crazy that I would consume for a week. Until the next time I saw him, and then he asked me, did you finish that one? I'm like, yeah, but what's the wisdom for today? And then I discovered something, that with each of the 30 mentors that are here, it was the same case. I just asked it differently. And that's what mentorship is. And that's where the passion came from. That we have 100 mentees at the back. They have questions. But what they don't get is that they're asking them every single day, and they're getting questions. But they then think that the main question to ask is, can you be my mentor? That doesn't work. So today what we've done is, we are recreating the similar environment that helped me, and saying 100 mentees, 30 decision makers and mentors. Can you have that moment where you just sit and listen, consume, and enjoy? On that note, I won't spend most of this time. I'll give Aura to call upon our guest of honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedzi. Mr. Park from Mutendere, may you please come and give our opening words as our guest of honor. Please, a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Pedzi, and of course the rest of the team for this wonderful opportunity to spend a very good time with a bunch of very important people. Of course, that's beginning with you guys, the mentees at the back there. I want to start by acknowledging and also just appreciating all the mentors that have come along this afternoon to be a part of this wonderful experience. I think for some who may have seen a little snippet that I did as a video, or promo video, which I was thrown into by Pedzi all of a sudden, I specifically mentioned something that is very close to my heart, which is just the benefit as well as the importance of having a mentor or mentors in one's life. I sincerely hope that with the mentors that you have here, and I'm now addressing the mentees, these are individuals who've come from very different places, have seen different things, have handled also very different and differing experiences, which I believe you can and should benefit from. We are here, we are available to take both informal and not so formal questions. We do appreciate, and I think I speak for many of us, we do appreciate you coming out and allowing us to pour our experiences into your own lives. And most of what we will do, I think, is to give you guidelines or to give you outlines. Number one, from our own journeys, and also number two, from our own observations. So please do feel free to delve into those areas, particularly in reference to your own businesses or into your own structures that you have started with and are currently pursuing. Again, I want to encourage you to be very open, to be very specific, and where possible, be brief but be as elaborate as you can. Again, what we think, and I think certainly, is that from an occasion and an event like this, we can produce not only the next millionaire in dollar terms, but the next millionaire in terms of influence. I always mention this to friends of mine, and I say, if you look at the African continent, that's about 1.3 billion people. Of 1.3 billion people, our current or 2017 figures for GDP is about $2.3 trillion, US dollars. Germany has a population of about 89 million people. Their GDP for 2017 was 3.6 trillion. So Germany with 89 million people, has GDP last year was 1.3 trillion more than Africa as a continent, 54 countries. That should tell you something. It's obviously a case of not just geography, because we are said to be the wealthiest continent, and we are supposed to have the youngest population, and we can go on with statistics. But for some reason, it's pointing us to certain gaps that exist amongst us that we now have to start addressing. And I believe that one of them is mentoring. The people that are sitting here and will be with you the rest of this afternoon are people who've seen things, benefit from it. You don't have to see what they've seen, especially if they're ugly. But you must desire to see much more than what they've seen, especially if they're good things. So with that in mind, I don't want to say too much, but I'm certainly very humbled, and it does pay to be a good customer, I've just discovered, because you get to stand in front of very important people and say a few things. But I'm really, as they say, I'm really amped for this and looking forward to the experience. God richly bless you, and thank you so much.
Strictly 1 minute pitch. Who are you? What do you do? What are you into? What is the problem you want to solve in 1 minute?
I came all the way from Blawayo. I left this morning actually to be here so that I can participate in this great opportunity. And I'll tell you that there's been so much value. I've sold some copies of my book, and I've also networked with amazing people. I've done some business. I've got some business cards. So I advise you definitely next time, make sure you are also there. Be inspired.
Hi, my name is Zilla. I'm from Tangerine Company. We do event planning, event coordination, and event design and concept drawing. I absolutely loved this event, and being in events, this was a well-run event. I found the mentees were very hungry to know more, and it was an absolute pleasure to just give of ourselves and our experiences and what we've gone through. However, I've found that a lot of mentees want to do work for money. I really want to emphasize the need to work for impact, impacting lives, in seeing the reach of people that you catch with whatever product that you have. Money will come, but I think what's very important right now is touching lives and reaching lives and changing lives from where they are to where they're meant to be. I found this to be a well-organized event, and I just want to say thank you to MentorUs. Zimbabwe, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is amazing. Thank you.
name is Harold Chilowa. I'm the country director for Global Leadership Summit Zimbabwe. Our summit talks about training, what to be a leader, and there's such a misconception out there where we think leadership is about position, it's about title, it's about power, and yet leadership is influence. And once I influence somebody in a positive way, that person will in turn influence another person and impact the entire community, the city, and the country at large. I've enjoyed this speed mentoring. It's my first time to be here, but just the idea of impacting young people's lives and the upcoming entrepreneurs was just so an excellent idea. About the timing, giving 15 minutes per team discussion, I think is perfect, because sometimes we over allocate time and then we get diverted and we begin to talk about other things and stuff like that. But once you allocate a fewer, like in terms of time, then you stick to the point. And I think the whole idea of this is just to provoke somebody, to provoke an idea in you and to say, what are you going to do, in your sphere of influence, and how can you impact the people around you in a positive way going forward, which in turn impact our country. And our country needs leaders, and this is the place where you can get such kind of inspirations, and I'm inspired today.
Hello, my name is Brandon and I'm so excited for this event. We had an amazing time. It was a life-changing program for me. I believe that as an individual, we're meant to grow, we're meant to evolve, we're meant to just stretch. And these events are events which actually help us to keep on working on ourselves and see the deeper person that is within and see how you can grow as an individual. And I love that we had so many amazing mentors who spent their time to just sit with us, and that's so powerful and that's so amazing. I would like to thank the organizers of this event. Keep on doing this, because this will change a whole lot of young people's lives, and I believe that millionaires and billionaires will come from these events. God bless you so much, and thank you.
So the Mentor Us event was an absolute success, so phenomenal. The first thing that I want to comment on is the quality of the mentees. Every single one of them that I met had a specific purpose of being there. They had an intention of bettering themselves and their business. So I was completely blown away by that aspect, the quality of the mentees, as well as the networking with the mentors and everybody else from various industries, different spaces, and that was really good to kind of get everybody together to co-create something that has never been done before. So that's been fantastic. I really believe that mentorship is one of the foundational elements for the emerging market entrepreneur. Without it, we're at a disadvantage. So the more that we do this, the more we can benefit collectively. Whether you're a mentor or a mentee, the learning happens and cross-pollinates in both ways. So I'm really grateful to be a part of this. Thank you very much, MentorUs, for this absolutely phenomenal event. Thank you.
Hello guys, we are at the Speed Mentoring event in Harare, Zimbabwe. It has been an awesome experience here, meeting CEOs, meeting entrepreneurs. As mentees, we learned a lot. Such a golden opportunity. prepared by Mr. Pedziti Mwanda and MentorUs family. It has been a wonderful experience. You know, it created confidence in us that we can do it. Entrepreneurship, it's a journey, and the mentors have actually laid down that everything is possible, and we really enjoyed it. It was an awesome experience. We can't wait for the next event, because we're going to go out there and tell the world about the story of speed mentoring. It was an awesome experience, and I really appreciate it. Gave me confidence as a young person that I can also do it, because they laid down their stories, the mentors. So thank you so much. Looking forward to the next event. Thank you, Mr. Pedziti Mwanda and MentorUs family. Cheers.
And we are going to have now a few comments. A few comments from the mentees, and then as well from the mentors. Not everyone got to meet everyone. You only got to meet 3 out of 30. So I'm sure that there's still so many people you'd love to meet. But for those willing to share their thoughts on this particular event and how you found it, I'll take maybe the first 3 mentees. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. My name is Danai Chikomo, and I just want to thank you for organizing this event. For me, it's a journey of self-discovery, because what I've just discovered, there are questions which I had inside, things that I was thinking, am I normal? Why is it that I don't seem to be settled in a particular vocation? And as I'm moving from this to this, today I was helped to find answers to some of the questions whom I have. So for me, it's a journey of self-discovery. So I'm no longer ashamed, I'm no longer unsettled. I know that it's a journey. I have to find myself. In some areas, I have to be focused, to be disciplined. In other areas, I've been given references to materials that I need to look into so that I improve myself, my leadership skills. I just thank you, because I wouldn't have met the people I met today, the mentors, if it wasn't for this event, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. My name is Nigel Dutiro. I learned a lot. This was an awesome package. Thank you so much to MentorUs. Because I learned about growth. I learned about getting yourself out there. One of the mentors taught me that growing is imperfection. It's you being an imperfect person, becoming perfect, outliving, facing your fears and taking the step forward, and also about teamwork. When you establish a thing, it's not about you getting your name out there and getting it done all by yourself, but also having some people to work with, because when you're a team, then you're bound to be successful in as much as you are the founder of that goal. But if you have people with whom, to whom you delegate and share the vision, then your success can be assured. So thank you very much for those lifelong lessons.
I just wanted to applaud Pedzi for coming up with such an incredible initiative. This has been so amazing. And I'm going to say this, a lot of us in our professional industries, we get a lot of people that seek mentorship. Maybe not specifically in the term mentorship, but we get a lot of inboxes. If you're present on social media, you do realize a lot of people send you a message to say, how'd you get where you are, and that kind of stuff. It's very difficult to find time within our busy schedules to sit down and share experiences and that kind of stuff. So Pedzi, if you can, I know I was talking to him earlier, he was saying the next one would be in October. I feel it's not enough. If he can organize something like this again, I think we, as mentors, can give Pedzi as much support as he needs just to do something like this again, so that we can equip. I know, as a young person starting a business, I didn't have an opportunity where I could sit down with people that have already gone ahead. So this has been so incredible, just being able to share with someone else. I cannot share on my inbox, but on a platform like this, it'll be very great. So Pedzi, wherever you are. I was hoping you'd be here, but if you can organize this, if you need any help, we're in eventing, Zilla's in eventing. We've got people in leadership. We should be able to help the next generation. Well, I'm still the next generation, but still. Thank you.
Hello everyone, how are you? I think my first thing to say, I made it here. I was doubting the whole week, and I'm so grateful to Pedzi that he said, I asked, will it benefit me, Pedzi? And he said, come. I was like, okay, would I go? Should I go, or should I leave my kids at home? Well, I decided to leave them and come here. And the one thing that I'll say is, from my mentors, I'm not a millennial, though I look like one, I guess. Social media. I think I'm going to really try it to broaden my aspect of marketing, and for everyone else who's there, especially those who are scared of it, please let's do it. And I guess it's also part of opening new businesses for Zimbabwe and growing the best way we can.
Hello, thank you all. I would just like to thank Pedzi and the team for this event. And I'd like to thank my mentors, the 3 that I had. I really had an insightful experience. And for me, my take home today, as one of the mentors said, that there are 2 things involved. You have to ask the why question, why you want to get into business. And one of them said, there is value and there are values. So with value, that is the value creation. Whatever you're going to be presenting to people, that's the value creation. Then there are values. These values, he said that what is most important to you besides the dollars and the cents? So yes, you're going to do the value, there are also values. As much as you need the value creation, focus also on what your values as a person is, besides the making money. And also, the other 2 mentors, they were just hammering on assessing yourself and get skill and knowledge. Keep improving yourself, because there's competition out there. So you have to keep on reading audios, keep just assessing yourself to know that where your competition lies, and that way you will be a better entrepreneur. Thank you.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying your day. Let me tell you something, guys. If you're not with Chelsea, Cynthia, and Betha, I just want to thank the event organizers for such a wonderful event. And let me tell you, aspiring entrepreneurs, I think Tribo, because they fill up the HICC person, it means less competition, right? So we're good. Yeah, you know, less competition, higher chances of abnormal profits. My Range Rover, my manj.
Good afternoon. I think if there's one thing that I'm going to take home from this whole experience, is that this room is full of very, very brave people. I think just the sheer bravery to take the initiative to get out of bed in the morning and just do what you want to do and to follow your passion, no matter what the risk is. I was talking to some mentors who were talking about how they took risks probably at the expense of their families and saying, okay, in this moment, my family has a risk of losing probably my house, my cars, my money, but I'm going to just have blind faith and just be brave and just go for it. And to do is to dare. Honestly, that's what I learned today. Thank you.
My name is Brandon, and I'd like to thank Mr. Pedzi and the team for organizing such an amazing event. I believe for each and every mentor who's in this place, this is one of the greatest investments that you'll ever make in your life. And I'd love to also applaud the mentors as well for taking your time out of your busy schedules. Thank you so much. If we can, please give them a round of applause. And I can relate to the guy who gave his contribution from that side. For quite a while, I thought I was a bit weird because I was starting to discover certain things about myself that I didn't know I could do. And I was evolving into becoming an artsy person, but I just realized that as human beings, we are made to grow, we're made to stretch, we're made to evolve, and I'm now accepting that part of myself. And thank you so much for the mentors that we sat with, and I'd just like to say, God bless you to each and everyone. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Diana. When Pedzi told me about this event, and he's like, try see if you can come. See, I'm not from around here, I'm from Kadoma, so I came here today. So when he told me about it, I was like, I really, thank you. I was thinking and I was like, honestly, what would I go there and do? First of all, I don't even have a business. I don't have any business I want to start. And I didn't think that there would be anything here for me. And I honestly told my mom, I was like, I feel like I'm going to be the only young person in the room, sitting amongst like managers and like founders of companies and everything. By coming here today, as you can see, I kind of overdressed. I didn't really know like what to wear. But I learned a lot. Like, to be honest, I realized that my age doesn't mean that I can't start something, because all the ideas I have in my head require me to, or when I think that it requires me to have like a degree, to be in a position where people will listen when I talk, to have lots of money, but that doesn't matter. The fact that you've got the idea means you should start. And because I got like 3 people who said the exact same thing to me, and I feel like this was a sign, I am actually going to work on endeavoring into the humanitarian work I want to do. And I feel like you should never be discouraged by where you are. Allow it to propel you forward. Because after what I heard here today, Pedzi really needs to bring another one in this half of the year. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much to every single mentor sitting at their table. Thank you. And to every mentee who came out, who traveled. Like, you got on a bus, girl. Like, shout out to you. I got on a small bus here. But that's really awesome. Thank you to every mentee who committed, who made the investment to be here. Your investment, I don't think, went to waste. I don't think you feel it went to waste. And it was worth every cent, worth every penny, worth every conversation that you had. So well done on coming out. I'm really, really excited because my very first... Actually, I can actually say my very first mentor is here. He's sitting there, he has a scarf. His name is Mutsa Samuel. He doesn't know it. He was like one of my first mentors. And I can tell you, like, having a mentor is invaluable. 2 years ago, I was homeless, sleeping in Greenwood Park. I had nothing, and I had a mentor. I had a couple good people around me. So it doesn't matter, like what she's saying, it doesn't matter where you've come from. Doesn't matter where you are right now, doesn't matter your current standing, you can do it. Surround yourself with good people, you can do it. Build yourself up, believe in what you're doing, work hard, and count on your mentors. We're going to move into the next part of our program. We are going to shift into the cocktail room, but before we do, I want to hand over to Emmanuel, one of the co-founders of MentorUs, and he's going to give a vote of thanks, and he also has something very special for our mentors. So please help me welcome Emmanuel.
So we'd like to thank you all for coming through. An event would have been an event without you. MentorUs wouldn't be MentorUs if we didn't have any mentees. And without the mentors who even came through. So I'd just like to appreciate everyone who came in. And I guess the basis of mentorship, as all would know by now, are a couple of questions. Like, who are you? I'm sure that's basically what our mentors were just discussing with us. Who are you? What do you want? What do you have? And where do you want to be? So when you have all these questions that you have, it will be easier to know the next step. And maybe in closing, there's a quote that keeps us going, and it says that we are the voices that we hear. What do you surround yourself with? What do you continuously feed yourself on? That very thing that you feed on each and every day determines who you're going to be in life. So in conclusion, I would just like to just say a big thank you. A big thank you to our mentees. Again, a big thank you to the venue. Miko's such an exquisite place. Maybe a round of applause someone's going to hear somewhere. Yes, this is all for you, Mikos. This is for you. And to our service providers, I'm sure as you can look around, like 1990s, mazichira, red, green, and purple. But then we had the hip guys who came up with the lighting and the sound, which was on point every time. hapana kana mic yambo tsengeka. And I think in the next few days, you'll find all this material online. You've got amazing photos, amazing images and videos that will be all over the internet. And then last but not least, we would like to just give a special thank you to our mentors. So we've prepared something for you. Again, us being the innovative MentorUs organization, we're not going to give you a bunch of flowers or fruit baskets, but we've prepared something that is different for you. And our ushering team is just going to distribute it to you in the next 3, 2, 1. Yes.
Go.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so again, we'd just like to thank you for spending your time. Now, this does not mark the end of the event, but rather the beginning of the next step of the event, which is food. There you go, thank you. I'm sure most are not ready to eat. But we'd like to thank you so much for coming out. Before we go to the feeding point, we're just going to ask you to just congregate right in the foyer. There's a group photo we intend to get, one, and then once we're done, the floor is open for additional mixing and mingling, mentorship, and as well food. So thank you again. Thank you.